If you're here for the quick and dirty one-sentence recap of what I thought of Venom Let There Be Carnage, this is what it would be. Venom Let There Be Carnage is perfectly mediocre. It's not bad, but it's not great, and I personally think it's a step above mediocre.
All I ever wanted in this world is carnage.
Venom doesn't need the greater MCU. It's kind of its own standalone thing between the original and its sequel here. It doesn't rely on anything going on in the greater MCU over at Marvel and Disney. Instead, it's just its own little packaged goodie, and that's okay. I think a lot of people forget that movies like this can exist on their own without needing this overshadowing influence of the MCU. Venom doesn't have incredibly deep character studies. It doesn't have challenging moral dilemmas or other things that the greater MCU has become very known for. If there's one thing I had to say about Venom Let There Be Carnage other than it being perfectly mediocre, it's that it feels very much so like a very fun early 2000s superhero movie. You just go in, turn your brain off for an hour and a half to 2 hours, and enjoy some comedy, some good action, and some fun characters. Venom 2 knows what it is and goes hard into that without trying to be something that it's not. The plot of Venom and Venom 2 alone can really go in two directions: a very serious borderline horror take or a fun kind of buddy comedy movie, and you get more of the latter in Venom 2. Shocking absolutely nobody, Tom Hardy is absolutely incredible in this film, especially because a lot of the time he's just talking to himself. Some of the best parts of the film are when Eddie and Venom are just left to interact. It's incredibly hilarious, and their buddy cop bromance dynamic is just a joy to watch on screen. I found myself smiling and laughing multiple times throughout the movie due to this, and due to just how great Tom Hardy plays it off. Also shocking nobody is that Woody Harrelson absolutely crushes it as Cletus Cassidy, aka Carnage. He is a serial killer, but a very intelligent one that also likes to play with his food a little bit, so to speak. When you see Hardy and Harrelson interact multiple times throughout the film, they just have really good on-screen chemistry. You definitely believe that Cletus Cassidy has this strange obsession with Eddie and that he is absolutely bonkers. And then you love Tom Hardy and the kind of moral quandary he's going through of he's got superpowers and he can go out and fight crime, but those superpowers also want to eat the brains of everybody that he fights. And that's just fun having that character mix with Cletus Cassidy, who is a cannibalistic serial killer. Naomi Harris, while good, is incredibly underutilized. Her character is necessary to the plot, but they never really go into her backstory to explain why she makes some of the choices that she does. And to my point earlier, we don't need crazy big exposition in a movie like this, but just a quick story beat that would have maybe given her a bit more of a fleshed out character would have been appreciated. The plot is just fun and simple. You've got Venom, who accidentally birthed Carnage, and now he's got to stop Carnage before he goes on a worldwide rampage. It's simple, it's effective, and it's a fun popcorn flick. If there's one legitimate gripe that I had about the movie, it's that the actual fight and action scenes are incredibly forgettable. There were a couple from the first that I really loved, especially towards the end where there was like this slow motion fight between Eddie and the villain. Symbiotes are ripping off of them and coming back, and it was just a really cool visual. You don't really have anything in this movie. The action's overall very forgettable. That's especially the case when Venom and Carnage finally face off at the end. It's a decent enough scene, but the action isn't like, whoa, that was so well shot or well choreographed or anything. It's just kind of there. As I said at the beginning, Venom Let There Be Carnage is perfectly mediocre. It's not bad, it's not great, it's a step above mediocre. It's a great movie to go to with a few friends, maybe grab a couple of drinks, and just turn your mind off for a little bit. And in today's day and age, there aren't enough movies like this, so I applaud it for knowing what it is and going heavy into that. I give Venom Let There Be Carnage a solid 3 out of 5 stars. What did you think of Venom Let There Be Carnage? Let us know in the comments down below, and as always, like and subscribe for more reviews and content like this. See you next time, right here on We Got This Covered.